Your girl is 40. Y'all, so I turned 40. I turned 40 last week and I feel amazing. I feel really, really good. Some people will be like, 40, oh my gosh, I'm scared about turning 40. 40 is old. Honey, listen, my grandmother turned 90 in June, and the way that she still has all her faculties, like she still has her mind right, she can walk, she does squats, she has ruined it for me. She takes care of herself. I literally got yellow nails because she had yellow nails on her birthday. And I was like, if mama can step out and do all these different things, like I can too. I can too. So I don't feel old at all. I feel more mature. As one friend said, now you grown. Yes, I feel grown. I feel like I've lived through some things, not just like traumatic things, but like I've had some life. I've lived for 40 years. That's a lot of people do not make it. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people do not make it to 40. And so to make it to 40, to have my mind right, to have family, to have a home, to be, for the most part, healthy, and to be here doing this, what more could I ask for? I could ask for a lot more things, but what else do I need? God has been good to your girl. Even through the hard times, God has been faithful and he's been with me every step of the way. And I am living proof. So let's get into this. So I'm just going to show you on the side of what was going on, what I did for my birthday. Well, starting before my birthday, let me show you what happened. Like the day or two before my birthday. Let me show you how my birthday started. Watch this. I don't have any income, really. Things have been extremely slow. I'm just trying to be creative and more smart with using what I have that I don't have to spend any extra money on. Less than 24 hours later, after posting that video, my aunt shows up to my house with a bin full of supplies that she wasn't sure what they were. She got them at Goodwill for $8. When I opened it up and saw that they were all of the art supplies that I've been wanting to get over the past few months but couldn't, I was totally blown away. God listens to everything of your heart. Trust him. Keep praying. Don't give up. Isn't that amazing? Oh my gosh, my aunt was like, it's your birthday. God's got you. He's looking out for you. And I just felt God, like, wow, it's beginning to sink in like, oh my gosh, I got all of that stuff. And I have to spend now $1 when just a couple of videos ago, I got $1.29. What is $1.29 gonna, I can't even buy a paintbrush with $1.29. It literally says I can't even buy a paintbrush with $1.29. And now I have multiple brushes. I have all of these watercolor supplies, paint markers, all of these things that you saw, name brand stuff, not like knockoffs, like name brand things. And I'm just, my God, you are so good. And for you to work that quick, come on, Jesus. I just felt, I don't even have the words. I really don't have the words. It was mind-blowing. It was shocking. It was mind-blowing. So that was the start of my birthday. And then a couple days later, my actual birthday came. I launched my new collection of artwork, my affirmation art, and my Bible verse cards that cover topics such as depression, anxiety, perseverance, and faith. And then the affirmation artwork were based on my 40 I Am affirmation cards that I launched in June. And so I took some of those affirmations and made them into paintings, which I didn't even know that's what I was going to be doing when I started painting those. You can learn all about that in my previous video. I'll definitely link it up here, or here. I'm not sure which way it shows. I will link it somewhere so you can check it out. But I just felt like, all right, here's a new art style that I've been wanting to do for so long in colors that I absolutely love. And it was kind of like my breakout. Like, this is a new Decalis. This is what Desirae does now. I hope you love it. But this is an outpouring from my heart. This is from the abundance of my heart, not from a scarcity mindset or from a feeling of I'm trying to keep up with anybody, but from like the depths of my heart. Like, this is work that I want to create. This is what I want to be known for, to help people. Like, I don't want to just create things because they're pretty. I want to create things because they're beautiful, but they also really reach and touch you at your soul level, and they help you uplift your space, your mind, like whatever you're doing. So that was so amazing to be able to launch that on my birthday. And then that morning, my husband set up for me to go get a spa day. So I got a full pedicure, manicure, full body massage, facial, my first time ever getting a facial. And it was a beautiful experience. Each woman, there were like 4 different women doing all of the spa treatments. And each woman they were great. They were excellent. No complaints at all. So shout out to the team at Daydreams in Lakeland at Lakeside Village. You guys were awesome. I still have to do my Google review. I just remembered that. But yeah, they were awesome. They were totally awesome. And then I came home, had some lunch. My husband, they had picked out an outfit for me. They went to the store and bought a dress for me, but your girl needed a smaller size. And I was like, come on, honey. So I had to wear something else, but it worked out. Went out to dinner with my immediate family and some friends, very close friends, and even that whole thing, because I was like, I'm limiting it to a certain amount of people. I don't need a huge big celebration or anything like that. I just want to be surrounded by the people that I feel like really see me, know me, where I am right now. And I have a chronic habit of over inviting tons and tons of people for reasons I won't get into. We talked about it at the dinner. And so I just felt like I just needed to be like some core people. I just needed some core people to be around. It's a perfect amount of people. I didn't set reservations beforehand because the restaurant didn't take reservations. And so I was like, God, I'm just trusting you to work it out. I'm trusting you to work it out. And he did. We had the whole front corner section of the restaurant, and it was just enough seats. It was just perfect. It was perfect. Food was great. Everybody enjoyed themselves. And then what I had them do was I had everybody to share with me their hopes for me moving into the 40s, what they would like to see me do, or any wisdom for turning 40. Also to share their insight, and some things that was spoken over me was like to embrace the power of no, embrace being unhurried, to not feel like I have to be super busy. My husband, what I felt was so beautiful was he said he felt like my 30s was like my cocoon time, where I was like tucked away, and there's a lot of things that people don't know that I've been doing behind the scenes. It's time for people to see who this new Desirae is. His word for me for 40s is transformation, that I have transformed, and it's not anything that I have to do or anything that I have to prove or to show to anybody. It's just that I have come out into like this butterfly, and people are just going to experience it. You're just going to experience this new Desirae, this new level of Desirae, and that was just so special to me. That evening, one of my best friends came from out of town, and so she spent a few days with us. The next day, what did we do? We went to breakfast. I got treated to breakfast with one of my friends, and that was fun. And then we went to Target to return a dress to get a smaller size. We went to the Bin Hub, Amazon Bin Hub. So we went thrifting. We went to our old stomping grounds where we met at Southeastern University, and walked around, felt super old. And then came back home chilled. The next day, I went to lunch with majority family, the ladies in my family, on my side of the family, and plus my sister-in-law. And I just felt like so special to be able to have like my sister, my cousin, my aunts. One came from Miami, my best friend, and another dear sister in Christ who was like that's my girl. That is my girl. When it comes to like things of Jesus and spirit and like my prayer and fasting partner, that's my girl. It just felt so special to be surrounded by those women, and also to get their feedback of what they hope for me and what their advice from my 40s. And the general consensus was like my health, to take care of my health. There's a lot of things I've been doing to take care of my health behind the scenes, as far as like even this month alone for July, I'm on week 3 now of eating mostly vegetarian. I cut out meat. I started out with just like a week. I was like, I'm going to do a week, no meat, and see how I go. And then it turned into 2 weeks, and now it's into 3 weeks, and now I'm like, I just want to finish out the month and see how I feel at the end of the month. And so I've been finding some really yummy meals. At first I was like, I'm just gonna make it up. I'm not gonna be like, so I'm not gonna think too hard about it and don't eat that, eat this, eat that. I'm just gonna go with the flow, let the Holy Spirit lead me. And I came across this girl. I had saved her video like weeks ago. I will pop her here. Shakayla, her recipes, I've already made 2 of her recipes. No, 3 of her recipes several times because it is that good. And so that has been really helpful and has given me some like excitement. Also, my aunt got me Tabitha Brown's cookbook, which was really cool. And I was also able to get Tabitha Brown's new cookware. She had some new pans and kitchenware stuff, and I got her cast iron and like a mini spatula set. So I haven't cooked with it yet, but I'm excited about doing that. And so a lot of the suggestions and a lot of the wishes for me was that I will continue to blossom and do what I'm doing, but also continue to do well in my health and get better. And I've touched a little bit about what's been going on in the last 2 videos. So if you want to find out about that, definitely check out those last 2 videos. And also some things that I haven't shared publicly yet. And I'm sure at some point I will, because I know that what I'm going through will help a lot of women, but it's not something I feel comfortable sharing right now. After lunch, we went thrifting. My aunt and my cousin, my sister, my friend, thrifting at this amazing thrift store in Tampa called Tampa Thrift. If you're in the Tampa area, definitely check it out. Also got to do a Google review for them. I totally forgot. I love doing Google reviews. Clean, bright, friendly, women-owned, friendly, just I mean, we all got stuff. We all was able to get stuff. Totally love that place. We went to 2 places, but the other place, but this one, Tampa Thrift, definitely check them out. And the next day was church. Did church. We had our reel to reel. Shout out to Free Life Chapel and the media team for hooking it up with the reel to reel. That was really good. And then afterwards, came home, and my husband's side of the family, his mom, his stepdad, cousin visiting, and his sister came over. My mother-in-law, she cooked like this good Haitian food. Of course, I didn't eat any meat. I was so tempted. I'm like, oh my God, because I love her chicken. I love her chicken. But I was like, I'll just have the sauce and the Haitian rice and beans and with holiday and the vegetables, and we'll be good. And so it was just so good to be able to like just spend time with them. And also I felt so like I have arrived as a Caribbean American woman. I have arrived because his stepdad, he saw my vervain, my Jamaican vervain plant. He saw the flowers in the bush from the window because it was kind of like high up. And she was like, oh, he's admiring your tea plant. I want to know if you make tea. I'm like, I used to, but not anymore. I was like, you want some? I'll go and cut you up some right now. So I was able to cut them up and send them home with vervain tea and lemongrass. I was able to cut that up for them. So I just felt like that's what Caribbean people do. We send you home with food. And it felt so good to be able to send them home with tea. Of all things, tea leaves, fresh tea leaves from my backyard. I was able to give that to them. Like, I just felt so good. So, yeah. And then Monday, what did we do on Monday? Monday we went, me and my friend went back out to visit a couple of places that she hadn't seen in a long time. And yeah, then she went home, and then I went grocery shopping with my husband and the boys. And that was pretty much my birthday. But it felt so good because I realized some things about myself is that I am a reserved person. I used to be, and I can be outgoing, but I have to, sometimes I feel like I have to force myself as the older that I get. But now I'm like, I really am a reserved person at heart. And I will be spontaneous and funky and spunky. And how long is this? Okay. I'm going to close this up soon. Spunky and funky where I need to be. But at the heart, like, I just want to be comfortable. I just want to relax. I just want to chill. And so, you know, with social media, sometimes you feel like you have to do, especially when it comes to milestone birthdays, you feel like you have to do what everybody else does, what everybody else shows on social. Well, not everybody, but what a lot of people show, which is like, get the photo shoot, get all glammed up, go take a trip somewhere, go do this extravagant birthday party. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you really want. But for me, I'm like, I've done the birthday shoot when I turned 30. I did the go away by myself and that turned out to be literally a nightmare. Like it was good, but literally I had a nightmare. I couldn't even really fully enjoy. I had to like come home right away because I had such a bad headache. I like doing like different like experiences and going to different places to be like, okay, this is a place I'd never been to before, like going to museums or like the Bach Tower Gardens. I've done that. So I'm more of like an experience type of person. And so me not being on social media the way I used to be has really helped because I feel like I would have felt like I need to live up to what seems to be standard in order to enjoy and celebrate your birthday. But for me, I had these little pockets of celebrations and getting to do things that I love to do, eat, thrifting. It felt so simple yet like so full. I felt so full. And I'm just so grateful. I'm just so grateful to everybody who celebrated me, who sent text messages, who have sent me cards. Like I'm sitting here in front of like all my cards and I just feel so blessed. So blessed and so grateful to be here. As far as my launch, how did that go? I sold a card set. I sold a card set. I sold a card set. Yeah. Shout out to my girl. You know who you are. Thank you so much. I sold one card set. I didn't sell any paintings. And it was kind of interesting because it's kind of the same experience that I've had in the past. Like when I'm on social media and I'm pushing product and what's coming up and I'm trying to get the excitement going. This is what's coming. And it's like, that's what they tell you to do. And then that's supposed to lead to like all of these sales. And sometimes it doesn't happen, like honestly. And for me, it feels like consistent with how this year has been. I launch things and they don't sell. Interesting though is that when my aunt brought those supplies, she also was in my office in here looking around at stuff as people typically do. And she saw a painting and she was like, oh, I like that. How much are you selling that for? And I was like, I literally just marked it down right before you came. This is the price. And she was like, okay, great. It's on your website. I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, I'll buy that. So I sold the painting. This is my first that was my first painting I sold all year, I think. I'm pretty sure. I have not sold any paintings this year. That was the first painting that I sold all year. And that was from a collection I launched back in April. Yeah. And it's July now. And I marked it down. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Big thing that I will say is that I did finally delete my Facebook, my personal Facebook and my personal Instagram. They are deleted. It takes 30 days for the deletion to be complete. What I was able to do, and I feel it really was God, kind of like a sweet gift in a sense from God, was like, here, I know you really want to do this, and I know I put this on your heart, and here I'm going to make it a little bit easier for you to make that transition. And so the thought was driving down the street, and all of a sudden the thought came to me like, oh, you can download all your photos, because they will allow you to download all your information. You can download your whole file, all your posts, your photos, your videos, like whatever you think of that you have done on social media, you can download it. And then you can also select, if you don't want all of those things, you can select the things that you want. So I was able to download within 24 hours. Within 24 hours, they completed the process, both Facebook and Instagram, to download all my photos. And now I'm going to be able to put them on a hard drive, go through them, delete what I don't want and keep what I want, put them on a hard drive, make albums physical albums out of them, which is really what I really want to do with certain photos. And I can move on with my life. I didn't realize that they would delete Messenger. So now I don't have Messenger anymore. So all of those messages are gone, which is fine. Like people who really need to get in touch with me, they know how. They have my email. They have my phone number. They're connected with my husband. He can, friends, there's ways to get in touch with me. So it's not that big a deal. But I just felt like, God, this is my sacrifice to you. When it came to Facebook, it felt like, oh my gosh, wow, like I've been on there since 2005. Like I'm really letting this go. And it just felt like, it felt good. And it felt like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like this is the moment. This is really happening. I'm really doing this. And like I said, granted, they take 30 days in case you change your mind, you want to pop back in and, cancel it, you can. But I don't plan to. And I'm just so proud of myself and happy that I could do that. But I still have my business accounts for Facebook and Decalise. I don't know. I'm at the point I told a friend, I was like, I think I would just do like one post a week just to keep it alive per se. But I really want to try my best not to go on there and like post and then go look around at stuff. I really want to just post and get off and move on about my life. I have been loving being in my own little bubble. I got a 2 bead kits for my birthday. When my aunt was like, "What do you want for your birthday?" I was like, "Honestly, I want a bead kit, a bracelet making kit." She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's kind of like when I was in college and I'm like, "I want a Cabbage Patch doll for Christmas," and everybody's like, "Are you serious?" Yeah, I really want a Cabbage Patch doll. And I had this cute little mixed Cabbage Patch doll. Her name was Cheyenne. I don't even remember what happened to her. I had her all the way up to when I got married. I had her for a long time. And I wish I did keep on to her because like that could be a collectible. But anyways, yeah, so I've been in my own little world. There's stuff going on with presidential candidates. I don't want to say names because I don't talk politics on here. But there are things going on and people around me like saying things and having comments and stuff. And I'm just like, I really am in my own little, I know it's important to know what's going on. But I'm like, until I need to know like what's going on, like there's a lot of speculation and stuff. I'm just having a grand old time in my own little world making bracelets. I'm making bracelets and I'm enjoying it. Enjoying life. Enjoying life. I do enjoy time to myself. I love celebrating and hanging out with people, but I definitely need time to myself to recoup and rejuvenate. Most people will call that introvert. There's still something about that word that just feels like in my spirit, like I don't know if that's something I want to claim on myself, but I am a type of person who is reserved and likes to regather herself and get re-energized being alone, and then I can, fill my cup alone and then go out. And I think that's what these bracelets are allowing me to do. I've been really, really digging it. I think it's just because I've had such a full few days of celebration, a lot of peopling and stuff, that I'm like, I just need to like go back into my little shell and have fun and not feel like I have to sell this or anything. I wanted a new hobby that I didn't feel was attached to like the business and that I had to sell. It's just something for fun. And I want to get into sewing again. I have my sewing machine, so I need to pull that out. Gonna continue making beads, bracelets. I have some earring hoops that are coming. I can't wait for them to come in the mail. Some blanks so that I can do beaded earrings. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, that's what's going on with me over here. I think that's it. What are we at? We're almost at 30 minutes. It is what it is. You either watch the whole thing or you don't. It's up to you. When it comes to YouTube, I think right now my focus is to not be obsessed anymore with becoming monetized, not be obsessed anymore with the numbers. I am just documenting life and business in a way that inspires somebody. And that is my goal, that's my mission right now, is to inspire women from the inside out. Whether I'm painting, whether I'm talking about what's going on in life, what revelations God has given me that I feel that He wants me to share publicly, or if it's, new hobbies and stuff. I'm just going to enjoy life. I'm just at that place where I'm tired of creating many idols, if you understand what I mean, in my life, obsessing over certain things. I want to release control, relinquish control, and allow God to lead me to where I need to be, to do what I need to do, to become who I need to become, to invite who I need to invite, to create what I need to create. I want to be Holy Spirit led and driven. I just don't want to have that idolizing spirit within me. That's one of the biggest reasons why I did leave social media from my personal pages. I just want to do what God wants me to do, and I just want to get closer to Him, and I want to take out the distractions. I want to turn off all the noise and just really zone in and be able to discern what He wants, what He's saying in this time. Because life, and I'll end with this, for real, the world is so crazy. There are so many counterfeits. It's so easy to be caught up and think, oh yeah, they said this, or yeah, that's happening, so this is what's supposed to be. and prophecies and like there's just so many things. And in order for us to really know what is real, what is true, what we need to be concerned about, we have to be able to hear God's voice. And we have to be able to discern his voice over the noise and the chatter and the enemy. Because it is so easier. It's easier now than ever to slip up and get caught up into things that you think is good, even when you're watching something that is quote unquote good, and at the end you realize, oh wait, snap, that was not what I signed up for. And so as the world goes on and we get closer to the return of Jesus Christ, I just want to make sure that I am focused, and not to the point where I'm like oblivious to what's going on in reality, what's going on in the natural realm, but I want to be aware of what's going on in the spiritual realm, and I also want to be aware of what God wants me to do, what direction he wants me to take with everything, from my eating habits, how I go about taking care of my health, to how I show up for people in my life, to how I present myself on camera and running my business. So that's where we are. That's where we are at 40. That's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. You've made it this far. Go ahead and thumbs up, subscribe, join the family, and comment below if there was anything that I said that resonated with you, anything that I said that stood out to you, that you're like, I have a question about this, or I really agree with that, or that's confirming because I've been feeling the same way. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. And until next time, stay well and be blessed. Bye.